Hey, just wanted to preface this YouTube video, kind of explain what it is. We do downtime in between our campaign sessions, and one of our players and I, Harlequin, played by Imrob, we wanted to record this and show kind of like what we do, and he had something special in mind, so we wanted to go through that. So just kind of wanted to show an example of what our downtimes look like. Kind of give an example. We didn't expect for it to go an hour long, but we ended up going for a full hour having fun with what we were doing. But this takes place in between the Fire Giant stronghold and the Frost Giant stronghold. So if you're trying to keep track of the lore, which good luck, that's kind of where this takes place. So I hope you enjoy. So this is your downtime. I'm recording this. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube. And yeah, so you're starting out in Flavorville. If you are, I should have pulled you in. Roll20 is being a little weird right now in terms of the DM stuff. So I'm pretty sure you should be on the main page.
Yeah, I'm on the world map. I see myself above Flavorville.
Yeah, so you're at Flavorville, and you have your steed. Since he is a flying mount, you can kind of take whatever path you want, but it'll take you a week to get there, and you will need to rest 7 times, during which we'll roll some dice to see what happens.
Oh boy.
Alright, so what path do you want to take to get to back to Faerun?
Let's see. So Fort Reinhild's the one that was attacked and overrun by the Hell Giants, right? So that's just ruins now, correct?
And as best you know.
The other as far as we know, okay. And the other place near Manheim Mountains, that's where we found Miss Ginny, if you nasty, the white dragon.
Yes.
That's where she. Okay. So the quickest path would literally be a straight shot over those mountains, but I'm sure that will cause issues, especially if the cold's still there. So probably the most sense would be to fly around that mountain range, so through that forest.
Okay.
So let me map it out in Roll20. So what? So probably like this, something like this path.
Okay. So then what we'll say is that you spend 3 days. You'll spend 3 days getting through the forest, and then the other 4 days along the countryside. You'll actually, in that path, you'll kind of pass by the mansion that you guys first started at, and several other of the villages, because this is the path that y'all took to get to Faerun.
Oh, that's awesome! That's a throwback then.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. So night 1, you kind of you fly, and you make a camp in the forest. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll. Okay, you get through the night, nothing happens. You wake up the next morning, and you fly a little bit further. Give me another d20. Alright, you make it through the night, nothing happens. You get up and you fly up again. It's kind of a little bit less dramatic because you're just flying everywhere. There's no one on the road. We're just checking to make sure something doesn't happen when you sleep. Okay.
Sleep. Okay.
So you're kind of at the edge of the forest. Give me another d20. All right. So you continue.
Hey, I survived.
You continue along. You kind of fly over the mansion that y'all first started in. It still looks overrun with weeds. Apparently, no one wants to go back in there after y'all confirmed that there were ghosts in there.
I feel like we should come back at some point and take over this mansion and use it for reasons. Clear out those ghosts, no big deal.
But you decide to kind of stop there overnight. Go ahead and give me a d20. Okay. Yeah, you don't notice anything during the night. And then you fly over the first town where y'all met the burning goblins. The town seems to have rebuilt themselves. They've managed to create. They were making honey, if you recall, and they've bolstered their industry after the goblins came through. So they're looking great. They kind of give you free inning as you go into town because like you help save them, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. Then you fly to the next town, which was the town where I just forgot. I can't remember. I had it in my head, and I completely blanked. That was the fire dragon. That was the cheese factory. The poison fire dragon. And so they're doing well as well. You managed to camp out there.
Oh, the dragon we found like in the underground cavern that flew away, the child dragon?
No, that was was that? No, that was over here.
Okay, that was
the water.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And then on the 7th day, you make it into Faerun.
And on the 7th day, their savior arrived, the horniest of bards.
Of course. So you fly into town. Everyone's like, "Oh, look at your magic steed!" And so you walk up to your brothel. Business is doing well. Give me a D100. All right, so you walk in, and you see. Who'd you have as your steward?
I didn't really have a steward because the magical fortress or mighty fortress, I think, or is it Mordecai's? Yeah, mighty fortress has like little servants, invisible servants.
Well, yeah. What do they look like?
Oh, what do they look like? I'll say the steward looks kind of like he looks like an Empyrean. We'll say he looks like an Empyrean.
All right, yeah. So would this be when you came back into town, or because you wouldn't know what that looked like off the top of your head?
You're right. So, I'll say they look like I'll say the steward looks like a clone of me.
Okay, so you come in, you talk to yourself. Yeah. Everyone kind of looks confused, and they're like, "What?" So do you want to tell him to look like an Empyrean now?
Yes.
Okay, so you're like, hey. All right, so he hands you over your cut, and that's what the roll is for. So since you've got a 35, he hands you 2,000 gold.
Heck yes!
And he's like, business has been booming, and you essentially say, yes, okay, I need you to transform into Empyrean. And he's like, right away, sir. Sir, I have one problem though. Empyreans are quite large. Would you like me to shrink down to a more manageable size?
Yes, let's shrink down to, instead of huge Empyreans, let's do medium Empyreans.
Very well, sir.
I just want you to look like gods and goddesses walking around serving our patrons.
Very well, sir. And so, like, you see, like, little blips happening all across the brothel as the clones of you turn into Empyreans with absolutely chiseled abs and just they've got like that whole picture that like you saw in the picture, like the whole Roman garbs, and they look absolutely
Oh,
jacked, and they're like,
gorgeous. Beautiful.
"Yes, sir, it has been done."
I appreciate all of the work you guys have been doing while I've been gone. You beautiful babies, you.
I mean, you see some elven women who stroll by. They just like stop and then like they like just stare and they're like, I think we gotta go in there. And then and your Empyrean steward is like, "Sir, I believe this change of appearance will garner more attention from the locals."
That works perfectly, you beautiful, beautiful things, you. What can I do to make it better? I know it's been a while since I've been here. What's going on? How business has been booming, but what can we do to make things better? A, for the ladies working here, B, for the dudes working here, and C, for you guys, our lovely, lovely stewards and servants helping us out.
"Sir, I only exist to please you. So if pleasing other people pleases you, then I believe I am satisfying my destiny."
Okay. Well, if you notice anything when I leave again that could maybe be improved for the customers, just take a note of it when we come back and we'll try to fix it up for next time.
Certainly, sir. And if you ever have any suggestions on what you would like to do to improve it, we will certainly make it into your reality. Of course, this is your creation.
Oh, you guys are beautiful. I love you, little periods. And I just go and pinch his little ethereal cheek and like, oh, it's so chiseled.
Stop. Please do not pinch me. I do not like being pinched.
I'm sorry.
That's
Also,
not my
what's your name?
fetish. You'll have to get the pinching fetish person if you want to pinch him.
Which one is that? Do you guys all have names? There's 100 of y'all. Do each of y'all have individual names?
Yeah, the pinching one, his name is Sam. Sam, get over here. And so you see another identical looking Empyrean walks up, and he's like, "Yes, my name is Sam." And then your steward pinches Sam and says like, oh yes, pinch my cheek some more."
Thanks, Sam. You're the best. I don't care what's the steward I'm speaking to? What's his name?
I don't know, what is his name?
Ron.
Ron and Sam. So you got Ron and Sam. Ron's like, "My name is Ron, and this is Sam."
All right, Sam, you're the best. I don't care what Ron says about you.
"Thank you so much. I exist to please." And Sam goes back into the back.
Well, you guys keep pleasing away. Has there been any trouble, I guess, outside or anything that you guys have heard around Faerun? Anything happening while you've been gone?
Nothing to report. Just lots of pleasure in here.
Heck yes. That's what we're hoping for, baby. Yes. Heck yes. All right. Well, since things seem to be going good, have the girls been okay? They're all doing well. Everyone's taking care of the girls. No issues with any, unruly customers trying to treat the girls bad or anything like that.
There has been a few unruly customers, but they have been dealt with accordingly.
Oh, you're beautiful, Ron. You're beautiful.
We have escorted them to the local premises to be detained.
Have you heard about any customers saying that they might want different offerings in terms of the services we have here? In terms of like they want other races or anything that maybe the changelings can't handle currently, or are we good with that?
I'm sure if you brought in a suitable race to add to the menagerie, I'm sure that the people would enjoy it.
Let's get weird with it. I'd like to use 2 of my Faerun contacts to hire 2 Asimar to add to the collection of offerings we have here as well.
I gotta look that up.
Asimar, they're a player race. They're like kind of like angelic ish, like they're descended from angels.
Asimar.
Yeah, ASI.
Asimar. Give me a
Yes.
picture. Oh, okay. So we're looking at like we're looking at like angelic looking motherfuckers straight out of Magic the Gathering.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, sir. I do not understand angels in our brothel, but I'm sure we could find some use for them.
Oh,
Everyone has a fetish.
You certainly can, Ron. I appreciate you, Ron. You're awesome, dude.
I will begin the hunt for a good Asimar for us to model off of.
All right. Other than that, you said things are going well, like no other real complaints, a couple of unruly customers here and there, but otherwise no real complaints or anything like that?
No complaints, sir.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you guys take it easy. I'll be back soon enough. We're going over to Flavorburg. Do you guys want anything from Flavorburg while we're out there? I figure, if I'm out there, I'll bring some stuff back. Do you guys want anything?
Flavorburg is known for their popsicles. Sir, if you could bring a popsicle from Flavorburg, I would be most pleased.
Ron, I got you, baby. I will get you some popsicles from Flavorburg.
Wonderburg. I'm sorry, sir. That did not work.
Ron, that was so bad. Ron. Oh, also, at some point soon, we're going to have a celeb chef over. We were able to make friends with Dwarf Fieri over in Flavorville. So at some point, we're going to bring him over here for a celeb chef on the buffet. You down for that, Ron?
From the background, you hear Steve. Steve's the Steve who now looks like an Empyrean who is cooking. It's like, yes, I love Guy Fieri's food show. I look forward to Guy Fieri. I love Guy Fieri's food show. I look forward to being under his tutelage.
I got you, Steve.
Steve the chef.
Right, so we got Sam the pinching fetishist, Ron the steward, and Steve the chef. Oh baby, we're gonna have 100 of these servants mapped out by the end of this whole adventure.
It's gonna have its own lore. The second campaign is just gonna be the brothel adventures.
Yes. All right, so it sounds like everything's going good with the brothel. I'm gonna use some of the money made to pay off the loan. So I'm going to pay off 500 on the loan. So that brings my loan down to 5,300.
Okay.
In total that I owe. How much time would it take to travel to where Miss Ginny If You Nasty is?
I'd say you could fly there and then to Flavorburg in a week's time.
Okay, so that would leave me one more week in Flavorburg?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Can I fly over to where Miss Jenny If You Nasty's lair is to go visit her?
Okay, yeah. And so you fly in.
Oh God, you had this ready.
So you fly over to into the fortress, and the hole that led right down to her lair is still there, but it seems like there's no more ice flurries, and the invasion from the shadow forces seems to have stopped. So you're able to just fly right in. and Jenny sees you and goes, "Ah, yes, my." I can't use the same voice. "Ah, yes, my little champion. How are you doing?"
I'm great. How are you doing, Miss Ginny, if you're nasty? How have you been? It's been a few weeks. Just wanted to make sure you're doing okay.
I finally have repelled the evil forces. They seem to be never ending, but now they are all frozen. And you kind of look around, and there's just a bunch of frozen corpses just all over the place. Just all over
These
the
are like
place.
some wicked ice sculptures if you ever want to set up like a winter wonderland somewhere, but I know you don't like being bothered, so that probably not.
I don't like being bothered, but I have created a nice diorama if I ever get bored and leave. That will certainly stupefy future scholars.
So, got a little proposition for you, and it doesn't involve sex for once, promise. Well, tangentially it involves sex, but not between me and you, which eventually, but whatever. Anyhow, how would you like to invest in a chain of brothels?
I don't understand.
So, here's the deal. You love hoarding your wealth and money, right?
Of course.
So, how would you like to have even more wealth and money?
I guess. That would be
So,
nice.
So here's my thinking. So I've opened up a brothel. It's a place for debauchery and all kinds of naughty things over in Faerun. But I was also thinking of potentially expanding beyond just Faerun to Flavorburg and Flavorville and some of the other cities around Pusaria. And I was hoping to have you as potentially an investor to invest in this new business venture. So I'm just asking for upfront costs from you, and from that, every time we make money in each of the individual brothels, I'll pay it back to you, us paying off the loan. But even after the loan has been paid off, you will continue to receive that money after the fact. So you'll still be building up your wealth while also investing in a prime opportunity.
Roll persuasion for me. What the fuck? Excuse me? Hold on, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I didn't mean to roll with advantage, but
How?
I didn't mean to roll with advantage, but still.
No, how is the number that high?
I have a 15 in persuasion.
Yeah, how?
My charisma modifier.
Yeah. You have
I'm
+5,
proficient.
so that's 10. Where's the other 5 coming from?
I don't know. It's off of whatever my sheet is. So hold on. If I remove proficiency and it goes down to 7. So I have proficiency. Bumping up proficiency brings it from a 7 to a 15.
Why is that? Okay, so your Stone of Good Luck, that's 1.
Yeah, and the Stone of Good Luck has that. That's the +1 over there on the side.
Oh, you have expertise in persuasion.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the expertise too. Forgot about the expertise.
Wait, does... Hold on.
Oh, and I think does Jack of all trades also apply?
Yeah, I gotta... Give me a sec. Let me...
I think Jack of all trades is also applying to that role.
Oh,
too.
expertise doubles proficiency bonus. So yeah, +10 and then +5, +15. Yeah. So,
Okay.
So wait, what? How'd you get that? How'd you get expertise? Oh yeah, at Bard level 3. Okay, cool. Yep,
Yeah.
you do that. Holy shit, +15. Yeah. Yeah, so with 31, she's like, yes, benefiting off of mortals' pleasures. That sounds certainly delightful. She reaches down into she actually has to like do a little bit of digging because you notice that she doesn't actually sit. Most dragons like love to sit on their pile of treasure. Jenny doesn't do that. Jenny buries hers underneath the ice. So she does a little bit of digging and she's like, oh yes, this should do. And she tosses you a golden gauntlet with gems all inside. And she says, here, this should get you what you need in order to begin a process of acquiring new land.
Miss Jenny, if you're nasty, I appreciate you. I will easily pay you 10% of the take from each of the brothels every time I collect the money. Does that sound good?
Only if you bring it to me in fancy jewelry. I do love good jewelry.
All right. Do you have a specific type of jewel you're looking for? Ruby, sapphire, emerald, pearl, or you just want me to surprise you?
Oh, please, do surprise me.
Yes, ma'am.
As an eternal being who hoards wealth, there's always niceties and surprise.
Well, I will make absolutely sure that happens, and I appreciate your business, ma'am. I will be bringing you money as soon as we start making it in, and I'll make sure you get your cut as any form of jewelry that you want.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Well, blessings upon you. I would say shut the door on your way out, but it seems that it's been blown open, so I guess don't let anyone else inside.
Will do. So what I will do is I will cast programmed illusion near the door. And I'm going to have it just create a booming voice and what looks like a terrifying abyss. Should anyone approach this door that is not myself or anyone from the party?
Okay.
Was it Cogito Eternum, since that's apparently our party name, Eternal Planning, Cogito Eternum.
All right.
If anyone other than us approaches that door, that will trigger the illusion, and hopefully it'll cause enough fear to scare anyone away.
Okay. Did you let her know this too?
Yes, I'll let her know I'll be casting this illusion, so that way if anyone approaches, they'll be scared away, hopefully, by it, but it won't trigger for myself or the rest of Cogito Eternum.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Thank you. I shall sleep in peace knowing that the end of this horrible incursion by those wretched fellows is over.
Just bear in mind that it can be dispelled, and if somebody interacts with it, they also could tear it down. But at that point, they're facing your most powerful dragon. So at that point, that's their own grave.
That is their own grave. They'll join the rest of my diorama.
Miss Ginny, you are the best. You are so lovely, and I will bring you your take as soon as we start making money off of it. I appreciate you hopping in on this business venture.
Oh, well, thank you. Now, do be on your way. I have many resting to do.
I am heading out. See you next time.
All right, so you fly out, and
all right, and we're on our way to Flavorburg.
Okay, give me 1 second. So So as you fly into Flavorburg, you get close, and then as you get close to the town, you begin to have this creeping feeling, as if you're being watched, but you don't know by what. But you land in Flavorburg, and you look around the town, and everything looks normal. Flavorburg is similar to its counterpart, Flavorville, except Flavorburg is a little higher. It's a little more arctically climate. Instead of being in the mountains, it's kind of inside of the mountains, kind of like in between the mountains.
Okay.
So it's a very arctic climate. A lot of dwarves are paler in color than their Flavorville companions, and they, instead of blacksmithing, these dwarves seem much more interested in automatons. So you see a lot of constructs walking around, and you can kind of tell that they're well armored. It kind of looks like these are the town guards in Flavorburg. But you don't see anything out of the ordinary. You manage to stroll the street. Give me a investigation check. Yeah, there you go. You quickly find a store that looks quite elaborate, extravagant. And you walk inside, and you show him the gauntlet that Jenny gave you, and you're able to get 5,000 gold off of it.
Oh, baby. Right, so that puts us at... All right.
And now you are in town for one more week. What would you like to do?
I will need, if we're going to go ahead and expand, need to figure out, I guess we need to figure out information about Flavorville, or Flavorburg, excuse me. I'm kind of curious about that impending sense of being watched. I didn't like that too much. Let me, let's try to make some contacts here, I guess, so I can kind of gather information about the area, about the city. That'd probably be the best move. So I don't remember, what is it for rolling contacts again? For gathering contacts?
Pull it up. All right, so you have to live a wealthy lifestyle. It depends on what lifestyle you're living.
Okay. Let me bring up the downtime guide. I don't remember all the prices.
So it's 10 gold if you want to cruise around the working class, or the poor, the lepers of the town. 50 gold if you want to live amongst the working class, and then 250 gold if you want to live among the wealthy. And you'll get contacts based on your roles and which class you choose to be around.
All right, and it's you said 250 for the wealthy per week, and it's I have 1 week left of downtime, right?
Yep.
So, let me look at my goal. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do the wealthy. Let's live amongst the bougie people. So we'll do the 250 for the week.
Okay.
For those contacts, I'm rolling persuasion, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm rolling just the one, right? Just the one.
Yep. Just once.
Yeah, one persuasion. Okay. I blew my luck on the last one, but it was worth it. So let's see what happens with this one.
All right, 29. Yeah.
Hey!
So you you kind of get yourself fancily dressed, and uh, you kind of walk around the town, and you kind of go to some bars and kind of like figure out what's what. And it just so happens that there is an extravagant dinner, a dinner mixer happening up in the high courts, which is a part of town that's a little bit higher than the rest. It's kind of up the hill a little bit. And so you manage to, as a outsider, you manage to talk your way into attending the dinner. During which time you manage to mingle with all the people, and excuse me, you manage to get a hold of three people, a lord, a lady, and then a one of the head engineers for the town guard. His name is Gilbrand Popsocket, and Gilbrand Popsocket, and he's not actually a dwarf; he's a gnome. So he's a little bit shorter, but he still looks extravagantly dressed, and he's like, "Oh yes, I'm the one who invented the town guard. As such, I have quite a high place in society here, because I helped make the town protect the town from all the outside monsters that used to rage this area."
So, Gilbrand, my man, would you say that there's potentially a market for people to want to relax with all those monsters that were previously attacking the town? Do you think there's a market for people that want to, kick back, relax, have themselves a little bit of debaucherous fun in the future?
I don't know if Flavorburg's quite that town. We do pride ourselves in our work. The laissez-faire people to the west seem to participate in pleasures more than that. We tend to keep things serious here.
Is that mostly from tradition, or is that, what do you think that is, my man?
I think it's just the ethic around here. It's a little bit colder, so everyone's...
People don't like warming up a little bit? I know you like the cold, but you guys don't like staying warm every now and then? Just cuddling up with someone special at night?
I mean, myself, yes, totally. But the dwarven folks around here, I mean, you kind of look around, like, even though it's a mixer and it's fancy, everyone's a little... The temperature is definitely, like... The temperature in the room is literally lower, but it's also, like... It's more of, like, a formal. Like, people are just talking business, and
we're just putting on airs, and there's no real fun being had here, is there?
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe you're getting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you're still able to strike up conversations, but like it's nothing like your Faerun adventures,
or your
Flavorville when you were, hot tubbing with Guy Fiery.
All right. So, I guess, can I ask Gilbrand about, does he know anything going on with the frost giants?
Yeah, I mean, fortunately we have the guard, so we haven't had too much trouble. We've heard that Flavorville had a really bad run-in, but mostly the frost giants have kind of kept them themselves. We had a little bit of trouble, but they've kind of kept themselves for the most part. We also heard what happened in Fort Rhinehill. That's tragedy. But like I said, my constructs are super well made, so they've been able to handle the frost giants, or at least keep them at bay. As you're talking to him, you notice. Give me a perception check. So so as he starts talking, some slime, you see some slime start to come out of his mouth, and you blink and you feel like you're going crazy, and when you blink and you open your eyes again, it's gone. And
What color was the slime? Did I notice the color?
it's green.
Green.
Yeah.
Did he seem to change or notice anything at all, or is it just like a blink and you miss it? He didn't even flinch kind of thing.
No, he has none though. It's like it never happened.
Interessante. So if I ask him about it, he's not even going to even really notice anything. He's not even going to, it's going to be whatever because he didn't even notice it.
Oh, you can try.
Gilbrand, it looked like a little bit of green something that you might have been eating earlier kind of peeked out of your mouth. What was that? It looked kind of delicious, my man.
I certainly didn't feel anything. He wipes his cheeks and doesn't see anything. He's like, man, that certainly would have been embarrassing if something had been leaking out of the side of my mouth. You know, we're all about decorum here, so everyone has to be on their best behavior. We wouldn't want to be seen with such calamities. I don't know what you're talking about, though.
Mm-hmm. Would it be... Would it cause any issue if I try to use my Siren Song Lyre to cast suggestion to bring him with me somewhere more private?
You can try that. Yeah.
All right, so I will. I don't have suggestion anywhere else. Yeah, so I will use my Siren Song Lyre to try to cast suggestion on him and say, "Hey, why don't you go somewhere more private? It's a bit loud here in the party and a bit rambunctious. My ears are really sensitive, and also got so much noise tuning through these horns on my head. Why don't you say we go somewhere a little more quiet so we can keep our discussion going, Gilbrand?"
Okay. Yeah, he's like, certainly, yes. The dwarves can be a little pretentious. Let's go talk elsewhere. And so it's just you and him.
Okay. What else? I'm going to also use the Siren Song Lyre to cast Charm Person on Gilbrand.
Okay.
So he has to make a... Actually, hold on. Actually, give me 1 second. I have Charm Person from... Actually, instead of using the Siren Song Lyre for that Charm Person, I'm going to use my racial trait Charm Person. I'm going to use Devil's Tongue Charm Person since that's going to be against my spell DC instead of a set DC 13.
Okay.
So I'll use the Charm Person from Devil's Tongue. And that's being cast at a 2nd level.
Okay. Yeah, he fails.
Okay. So Gilbrand, tell me a little more about this town. What happened when you first came here?
Yeah. So I've had to make the constructs to defend against the foul beast.
What fell beasts?
Just like wolves and stuff.
Did any of them potentially breach the town?
No. If they did, we handled them.
Okay. Are you here of your own free will?
Yeah.
Gilbrand?
Yeah. I relocated here. I was a part of I was in Neverwinter and decided I wanted. I mean, Neverwinter is more of a party town, if anything. They have a ski resort and everything, so I decided to relocate to somewhere I could get my business done.
Did anything weird happen when you moved over here, Gilbrand?
Not when I moved over here, but I will say, uh, and you didn't have to charm me to do this. I would have told you when the frost giants started attacking. There was some weird. There's been weird stuff happening, um, and that might explain why you saw green ooze coming from my mouth. Occasionally, just weird things will happen, but they're all figments of imagination. The Royals and I have all discussed this. It's been happening for some time. Like sometimes signs will change temporarily. Uh, physical hallucinations will happen, but just as quickly as they appear, they will disappear again.
Have they led to any actual serious issues, or are they all illusions and hallucinations?
I mean, they all seem to be hallucinations. We don't know. I mean, that's all we know is that there's hallucinations happening.
How long has this been happening? When did the frost giants first attack and start causing this?
About a month ago.
Did the frost giants, when they started attacking again, start acting strange during their attacks? Were they doing anything different?
I mean, yeah, they some of them were noted as having glazed eyes. Definitely a it was definitely weird. They almost seemed possessed.
So do these hallucinations happen every time they attack, or did it happen just consistently since the first time they attacked?
It's been happening pretty much consistently. It's not like an omen or anything. It's just been a part of life the since they started attacking.
And everyone seems to be affected by it, from
Yeah.
what you can. And you said none of the frost giants have really ever breached this town, breached the city.
Oh,
during
thank goodness, not yet. Fortunately, my constructs have done a good job of handling them.
How long did it take you to make all those constructs?
Oh, it's been years. It took years I mean, at least to get to the model that I have now. I mean, I have older models, but once I perfected it, that was the part that took the longest. Then I was able to, crank them out.
Okay. So you said these hallucinations, these illusions, no one has come under any harm. Like they haven't led to any accidents and mistakes, anything like that, anyone getting hurt. It's just consistently these blink if you miss it kind of hallucinations.
Yeah, totally.
Has it spread beyond just Flavorburg? Like, is it spread to some of the outskirts of Flavorburg, or is it just within the city itself?
Reports have been that once people leave the town, the hallucinations stop, and people who were seeing things don't see them anymore. Our couriers to Flavorville and Faerun have noted this.
Are the frost giants coming from the mountains?
Yes.
Are they coming? Are they coming from like beneath? Are they digging or doing anything besides just attacking you guys every so often?
Yeah, they just come running down the mountain. They're perched high up in the mountains.
Has anyone gone to investigate since these attacks have happened to see what might be happening with the frost giants?
No, no one's been up there yet. We mostly just keep to ourselves, keep the town defended. We haven't really sent an adventuring party to go check it out.
No one's been curious about why the frost giants have breached the peace?
I mean, why would we go voluntarily into the den of the giants?
Potentially see what's going on with the hallucinations and illusions happening around the city, Gilbrand.
Doesn't anyone care why this started happening?
I mean, yeah, but like, I wouldn't do it. Would you?
I'm not saying you would do it, but no one else from the city, none of your automatons would be potentially able to go up there with some of the other dwarves around the city.
I mean, I guess we could send an automaton up there, but like,
And also, yes, I would totally go up there. We have a whole party willing to go up there.
oh, it seems like it's just you though.
Yeah, they're not here yet. They're wandering around town. We're working on it.
Okay.
Eventually, we'll get.
Well, I mean, if you would like to go up there and check it out, I certainly would be appreciative.
How much do you think the leads, the lords and ladies around the city would be interested in paying us to potentially go get rid of this problem for you guys?
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure they would certainly reward you.
Interessante. All right. And all right. Would it cause any issue if I try to persuade him to send an automaton up into the Frost Giants to potentially scout like ahead of time, or can he not get anything back from it if it doesn't come back?
Yeah, it's one of that. It's that situation. It's not like he can just like remote into it and like.
Okay. So it has to come back for him to get any information out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I don't think I have any more questions for him. Is this counting as using my contact, by the way? Like me just having this talk with him? Or can I call upon him later for future?
No, yeah, you can call upon him in future.
All right, cool. I think that's everything I have to ask then in terms of gathering lore and everything for around the city. All right. So I got some info to give to the group when they eventually arrive. So Gilbrand, you sure no one around here would be interested in a brothel being built up in the middle of the town, middle of the city?
I mean, I don't think anyone would really like that. That's not really the cup of tea. I mean, you would tell just by walking around the town that like there's all the buildings are kind of cookie cutter. There's not a lot of differentiation. Everybody here is about being efficient, getting to the point, and getting it done.
All the more reason for a brothel to be here. Then you're not wasting time. You get it in, you get it done. Bada bing, bada boom. Transaction done.
I mean, you're certainly welcome to try.
Yeah, we're not going to do that here. We'll probably bring it into Flavorville and spread out here eventually. But thank you so much, Gilbrand. I appreciate it. Also, what's good to eat around here?
There's a good the tavern's probably the best place, honestly. They have
check it out there.
They have a great stew.
Stew? Does it come with bread or something?
Oh yeah, totally.
Heck yeah!
We have to get it imported because I mean, wheat doesn't really grow up here, but you know.
I mean,
it's a very hearty stew. It'll keep you full for hours.
What is the main import? What's the main export? What are the doors around here doing?
Oh, it's a mining colony.
Pure mining colony.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you guys mining for?
Whatever we can find, mostly coal.
You guys export it to Flavorville, Faerun, and the other cities around?
Yeah.
Did any of the miners happen to find anything recently?
Nothing unusual. Else we probably would have heard about it.
So nothing that you guys were digging for might have potentially caused the frost giants to begin that attack a month ago?
I would have heard something.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions I got for Gilbrand then. I guess we'll go back into the party.
All right. All right, so then the party goes. If there's anything else you'd like to do.
No, I think that's it for me.
All right, cool.
Everything I.
So then that's your last week, and then after
So,
your last thing, you meet up with the party, and that's what we'll pick up.
all right. Awesome. Thanks for the downtime, dude.
Yeah,